So welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have a special guest among us, and it is DaMidniteKid. Hopefully you guys will be able to see him for the whole of this video. It's in and out, but he's in LA, right, Barry? Is that correct?
I'm in LA, in a hotel, a dodgy hotel in LA, yeah. So I'm in my underpants at the moment. I've had a rough day, but yeah, looking forward to it. The Wi-Fi, my Wi-Fi might be the best here, so if it does go, it'll probably be my fault. But
that's all good, as long as we have your
I'm
voice.
ready.
So,
yeah, man.
But basically, for those of you who don't know, Barry's been over in LA playing PES constantly for the last couple of days. He's been in a bunch of live streams. I'm sure you guys have seen that. And today we're basically going to pick his brain. So we're going to ask him a bunch of questions. And those that want official, actual, honest answers, this is the video for you, because Barry is not a bullshitter. So anyway, let's dive right into it, Barry, with a simple question. You've played PES 2018, you've played PES 2019. Ultimately, is there, because, you know, I've read a lot of people say there's not much of a difference in what they can see, but playing it, obviously it's different. So when you pick it up straight away, can you feel an ultimate difference between the two?
Yeah, you can. I would agree with people that have been watching the live streams and stuff, because I watched back yesterday's full live stream, and it looks very similar. It's hard to kind of judge it when it's in your hands compared to looking at it, because there's like a weight to the players now. There's a weight to the passing. There's a weight to the shooting and stuff like that. So people are actually messaging me and saying, like, you're shit at the game. Like, I thought you'd be much better at PES, being a PES guy. And I was like, yeah, but it's like you're doing things in PES 2019 that I would have done in PES 2018, and it just doesn't work. So like only the top players can like trap the ball and spin in one kind of fluid motion. You're not going to be able to do it with the likes of Benzema or Higuain, but Messi, Salah, players like that you will. So yeah, there's a bit of a learning curve. Like, you know, you have to remember as well, I played about 20 plus hours, I'd say, of it. Yeah, I mean, the short answer is yeah, but at the same point, like, look, at the end of the day, I mean, it's not a new engine, it's not a new developer, like, you know what I mean? It's PES, like, it's similar to what they started with PES 18. If you have played PES 18 and played it to death, you're gonna feel a lot of similarities, but it's more the bigger picture of what's working with a lot of stuff, like the fatigue and stuff, which we can get into whenever. So yeah, short answer, yeah. Long answer, it's a lot more complicated than... It's not PES 2018 2.0, if that's what people are kind of wondering to play like. What I've played at the moment, I don't know if they're going to speed it up, you know, tweak it, add more animations, whatever. Until the final build. It's out a bit earlier this year, obviously, but yeah, what I've played, it feels a lot different. I don't think that the skill gap has come true, or how hard it is has come true on the live streams compared to playing it. So
right, okay,
if that makes sense.
Yeah, I got you. All right, so yeah, that sums it up. So the speed is one thing I wanted to question. It looks way slower. Like, I know videos with the, you know, the different hertz and everything else. Yeah, but it looks like a slower, realistic pace. So I mean, is that true? Definitely,
and that's kind of coming into the whole, when you get on the ball in this, you have to know who you have the ball with. You're not going to be making a run up the pitch with Van Dijk for Liverpool or somebody like that who's not going to be able to get back in time. I mean, I was on the live stream today. I don't know that many people watched that or whatever, but the third goal I conceded against the AI, I was playing against Barcelona, and Jordan Henderson took like the heaviest of heaviest touches, and I literally got intercepted and they scored. You know, so
I saw that. Yeah,
the pace of the game. I suppose the best thing I could say is, like, I used no speedster in the game when I was looking for a goal. It was more Messi. Messi is phenomenal in the game compared to Neymar. I mean, last year Neymar was pretty much the best player in the game. I think Messi didn't really have a place last year compared to Ronaldo, maybe a couple of the speedy guys. But this year Messi is just, he literally can just control the ball like instantly, and he's just gone. Like, you know what I mean? Whereas Salah is kind of like that as well.
But are they OP, you think, or someone would be able to defend them.
No, they're not OP. They're not OP as of what I played.
Right.
I mean, I played a game today just about the pace, and I was playing with one of the guys I met over there, and we just said, look, let's just go for it. Like, let's just test out a couple of things and see. And it ended, I think it was 3-all, and it was like literally full on attack, all out attack. Two wingers and a striker, so we're playing 4-3-3, highest lines possible, and we did get a lot of chances, but you know, it's not OP in terms of you can give the ball to Messi and he's going to run the pitch, because it's so much easier to intercept the ball. I mean, I think my best player in the demo so far was probably Kante for France. I mean, he's just absolute beast, like. He's just always there, you know what I mean, and like sticking his feet in everywhere. So yeah, pace of the game. I mean, look, what I've played as of now, I think I hate putting like a number or whatever, but I'd say it's probably about maybe 10% slower
10%.
off the ball, chasing the ball when you're defending, and maybe about 15% when you're on the ball. So when you get the ball with a player, if you get the ball with Messi, you can do things a lot in your stride. So you can like catch, you know, get the ball, trap it, turn, pass, run, whatever, touch and go. But if you get the ball with somebody like Firmino, it's like you're not going to be spinning the defender and gone. Do you know what I mean? Last year. So if they keep it that way, there is going to be a skill gap in like the top players, like the top maybe 5%.
Right.
And that was something that they did say to me that they had concentrated on with player ID. So, yeah.
Did you test out the other? Because I figured you played on Pass Support 1, right?
Yeah, I played on the default was Pass Support 1.
Did you play on 2 or 3?
Yeah, it's the same. The Pass Supports are the same options as it was last year.
Right.
The Pass Support 3, I felt was a little bit more guided, but not as guided as last year.
Okay, that's good.
Like the biggest problem with the demo, and I said this, apart from the 2 Brazilian teams, all the teams in the game have like serious players. Like they're all in the high 80s or 90s.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be misplacing. Like I even played a couple of games on manual. And manual's tough. I don't really enjoy manual because it's just too much of a struggle. But yeah, the Pass Support 1, like the likes of Cruz and that, like. If you want to have a 90% or an 80% pass completion every game, and you really concentrate, you can, you know.
Yeah.
But again, that comes down to when you're under pressure and stuff. It's hard, you know what I mean. So, I think, like I've always said, and I said it to the lads over there, I think they should just do away with the pass support in terms of
it's,
you know, just have the one,
just have the one
learning gap there.
Exactly.
But then there's like the amount of people that were even playing the demo today on pass support 2 and 3 was.
Really?
It's crazy, you know what I mean, that we're actually going in and changing it just to play on it. So
sounds good. Alright, one thing I wanted to ask was, and I think you mentioned it before, was obviously last year the player response, the switching was horrendous. You couldn't defend, you couldn't do anything. This year, I mean, you haven't mentioned it's horrendous, so I'm guessing they've fixed that.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. The defensive AI itself, the positioning, it's been tweaked to the point where unless you're really like kamikaze defending, like what I was doing in the first game I played on against Assam, and he scored 2 goals against me with like a ball in through, like one, like caught me square basically at the back. Unless you're doing real kamikaze defending, bringing out the back line, the defenders do like a really good job of staying where they need to stay. And the minute they lose possession of the ball, or the minute they pass off the ball, unless you have the tactics to keep them up the pitch, like if you're playing attacking full backs and you have Roberto Carlos, who was like, there was a Legends team in the demo, if you have Roberto Carlos, when he goes up and he's making a run, he passes it off, he'll continue his run. But if you take off that tactic, like instantly he'll run back to his position. Whereas last year he just stand up with his scratching his arse, you know what I mean? Which, you know what I mean, was something that's always annoying. So
good.
I think it is. The tactics actually are going to be something that I don't think people think how important they are, but under the hood there is a lot of difference. There's a big change to the actual AI itself, like the defending and stuff. The player switching between defenders when you're chasing the ball is way better. Like, as in, I was using I don't know what you used. You used
I still use the old L1, yeah.
Yeah, see, I use the
stick.
The stick. And it's just instant, like. And even not just actually getting control, but the players, I don't know, it's hard to explain it. The players are more aware of where the ball is.
I get you.
So if they're running backwards and then you flick onto him, he's already positioning his body, even when you're not controlling him, to be in the best position possible.
Right.
So you're not taking him out of his momentum just because you switched him, like last year, where you'd be kind of like maybe half a second before the computer would realize, okay, he's actually controlling this guy now instead of him. So I didn't notice it. Like, it was just I didn't notice the player switching at all until somebody said it to me. It's like, it's way better than 18, and I was like, yeah, it actually is.
So it's just natural now. Yeah, it's how it should be.
Yeah, it was just really natural with the stick, to be honest. Now look, online could be a different thing. I don't like, obviously we weren't able to test online over there or anything like that, and you're adding different variables. But yeah, what I played anyway, that's basically what I experienced.
Alright, sound. Yeah, there will be just to get this out there, no online discussion here with Barry. He's not played online, doesn't know online, so don't ask about online. This is all gameplay. He's played the shit out of the game with the gameplay side. So, alright, I mean, graphically it does look quite a large step up. And they've got this new enlightened lighting system. I mean, does it look that good? I mean, compare it to FIFA. Yeah. I mean, FIFA's next level, but is it getting towards that level?
It's getting there, yeah. It's getting there. The one thing I would say, even without touching on the graphics first, is the menus. Like, the menus, and I fed this back, and the lads know it themselves. Like, you know what I mean? I had a couple of conversations with them. Mm-hmm. I think the simplistic, like, minimalistic design of PES, with the square stuff and the kind of bubble style. They know that they need to change that.
It's
you know what I mean? They know that it is, and everyone know. I'm not gonna say. You know what I mean? I wasn't over there and said I love the design of the menus or anything like that. I just said, look, to me personally, that's the first thing some people notice. It's not something I notice. Right. It's like the nets with me, and I said that on the live stream.
Well, they look
and
class,
people were giving me shit about it. They do look class, but they're nets.
They are nets. Like, yeah, I know.
And at the end of the day, like, with the menus or whatever, like, it's a menu. Like, do you know what I mean? You're just getting through it. Graphically, I was playing over there. I played on the Xbox, or I played on like an absolute beast PC, and obviously the PS4 Pro, and it's like 4K. I mean, it's a top of the range TV. Everything is set up to look the best it possibly can look. Right. So, again, I'm not going to tell you that the game is. I'm not going to tell somebody that the game is going to look it's going to be the best looking game you've ever played or ever seen. If you've got just like a normal, like, fucking 1080p TV, because there is a big difference with the 4K. Like, it's night and day. Like, I don't have an actual 4K TV at home, so
neither do I.
When I saw this, like, the step up in the graphics is just, it's the little things. It's like the shadows and stuff. The players, like the sweat, like. They were showing us kind of like screenshot comparisons over there of like the 4K and stuff, and like if the goalie has made a couple of saves, there's just little things like this that shows they're kind of moving in the right direction. If, like, just say Lloris had made a couple of saves for France, and he like is wiping his face or whatever, there'd be like little bits of grass on his like gloves or whatever, so when he wipes his face it goes onto his face. Little things like that. But yeah, I mean, the graphics, I don't know what it looked like on the live stream with the,
I mean, look, 1080p 60 FPS look good, but you know, when you compress that to YouTube quality, it's crap, and then people judge it, and it's like, wait till you play it, you know,
you know, that was their big decision, not to make it for, like, it's just for this gen, you know what I mean? So they've maximized the power, to be honest. It looked phenomenal on the PC that I was playing it at. It was amazing. It looked absolutely amazing. So, and the PS4 Pro as well. So
was the sorry to cut you off. Was Asim said the dynamic time wasn't in that demo, but Nemesis, well, he got some images that he watched you play against the CPU, and he saw that it did change from like one to the other. So I don't know if that's true. I
don't know. That's what they told. They told us that the that this was like an earlier build,
Right.
so that they were still working on the dynamic time.
Oh,
So
okay.
basically the dynamic time would be that you start the game like, and it could be cloudy, and then it gets a bit sunny
Right.
or whatever like that. And obviously like the different shadows that are thrown on the stadium from when the sun is going down
Yeah,
or whatever,
right.
if it's a nighttime or an evening time game. So yeah, it wasn't in the build. I saw them actually asking about that, but it wasn't actually in the build.
Alright, cool. Alright, so yeah, we discussed that. Alright, let's move on to like new features, should we say. I mean, some people are saying they weren't seeing these rising shots or the different shooting mechanics. Obviously, you're not going to see it the same as the trailer, because the trailer's built a certain way. But did you see that?
Yeah, of course.
Any new shooting? Or
Yeah, the one thing... Yeah, I did actually. I saw a few. Not so evident that every like second or third shot was going to be a new style.
right.
But the one thing I really noticed was when you're through on goal, there's kind of like this weird like difficulty in finishing. Like I was full sure I was through on goal a couple of times against the computer today,
Yeah.
and I was full sure like this is perfect in the top corner.
I
with
saw the
Messi.
Salah one, yeah.
Yeah, and it would just literally
ballooned.
yeah. So whatever way they catch it,
Yeah.
it's not actually the power bar now anymore. It's whatever way their foot hits the ball,
Ah, okay.
basically, is more important, and their body position. It's very similar to was it PES 13 or PES 15? I'm not too sure, but one of those where the player inertia was very important, like where their foot was planted and stuff. So that's kind of like a return to this. So like I was like even misplacing passes where I was like, it was literally dribbling to the player, because I was like going from a full sprint to like stopping, turning, and then passing,
Right.
and he wasn't doing a back heel, so he was getting no power in the pass, because he was literally, I was asking him to do a 180 pass, which obviously wouldn't be possible in real life. Now you can still do it, but it's nowhere near the same level as it was last year or the year before even.
Yeah.
The shooting, the one thing I noticed with the shooting was it was very hard to get a shot outside like long range shots, basically, because the space was like a bit confined. But those shots, when I was testing those out against like the regular AI and stuff, the computer, they would rise a lot if you powered them up. So anything inside the box, the majority of shots are going to be finesse shots, so they're not going to be rising, they're just going to be placed. So again, I mean, you're seeing, you know, on the live stream you're seeing maybe a match or two matches, whereas like I played literally
A ton.
dozens upon dozens upon dozens of matches.
Did you find anything that you think's OP? I mean, I know we've had crossing, we've had this, that, and the other.
Yeah, there's no one like go-to OP thing.
Okay.
I still think that like at the end of the day, like it's a game. You know what I mean? You can only do so much with it.
Yeah.
And I always think of the people that find these like ways or whatever that they do to score.
Yeah.
Like they're putting in serious hours into the game. You know what I mean? You're playing 200, 300, 400 hours in my club, and you're complaining about repetitive gameplay. You know what I mean? Like, what could you do for 200 or 300 hours that wouldn't be repetitive? You know, so the one thing I would say would be, actually, this is a good one, and it only kind of started to appear to me later on today. Having, I won't say a target man, but winning the aerial battle. Whoever wins that, when you're running onto the ball, like knocking down a ball, basically, like breaking a ball from the air, from a kick out, from a clearance, whatever, winning that is very, 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 I won't say OP, it's not OP, because like I was Argentina today when I noticed this the most, and I was knocking it down. Higuain was knocking it down to Dybala and Messi, and they were running on, and the minute my tactics were to push,
right,
because I was playing him like as a target man. And that is because you kind of, the defender that's going up for it, if he misses it, he's kind of basically out of the play, because he's either on the ground or he's ahead of you, or ball has just gone too far past him to be, you know, if you knocked it on or whatever. So that would probably be the thing. I think people will definitely want to have somebody that can win a ball in the air. Yeah,
a Crouch.
Definitely. Maybe a Peter Crouch. Yeah, he could be back from retirement. I mean, the L1 triangles, the little touch and goes, they've definitely been nerfed to the point where they'll still work.
Yeah.
But the players, the defenders seem more adjusted to deal with it. If you know what I mean.
You said they position themselves better, so yeah.
The positioning is actually brilliant. It's the best positioning I've seen in a. Look, as I said, it's what I've played. You know what I mean? I don't know if they're like. There's going to be tweaks. There's going to be things. There's going to be new animations. There's going to be stuff in and out. I mean, that's probably the cover-all disclaimer. I mean, I can only go on what I've actually played. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's no point coming like saying to me in 2 months' time that this is different or that's different. You know, I've absolutely smashed what was available to me to play. Tested everything I was asked to test. Yeah, I mean, it is. You know, it is. I think that I would literally say that the positioning of the players and the attack defense levels. That was my first impression. It was my second impression, and all throughout until now.
That's true. They still have Legend. Is that still around? Did they talk about that Legend difficulty?
Yeah, they didn't talk about it, but I presume it will be.
It's still there. I mean, I thought it was ridiculous last year. Couldn't get the ball off him, so it wasn't enjoyable for me personally. But
yeah, I think myself that always in PES. I don't know why it is. I think top player is the best difficulty because they make mistakes. And everything isn't as assisted, but hopefully if they've kind of sorted out the superstar this year, which is from what I've played, there's like they're going to punish you. Like today in the live stream when I was playing, I literally went all out attack, and they scored 2 goals in 10 minutes. Like if that was last year, they just pass it around the back.
I'll also say, Barry, is because you played on that camera, broadcast camera, and the zoom in feature has to go. It's
that camera is. It isn't good. Like
no, that's one thing.
I've never used that camera before, even.
No, I mean it looks different from last year. It looks like they've changed it slightly, but I mean FIFA does get the broadcast type feel right. Yeah, and I don't know why Konami can't, make a custom, a custom one like dynamic wide, a dynamic broadcast would be perfect. But I was blaming that on on you playing on that camera angle.
Well, I needed an excuse anyway, to be honest. So I'm glad people are concentrating on me. That's the reason I lost. Yeah.
Alright, so I mean obviously it sounds positive. So if you were to let's touch on I'm not going to keep this too much longer, but if you touched on the fatigue part of it, because that sounds like something that can actually ultimately change an online game if they get knackered. Did you see play? I saw a gif of someone, was it Sean, I think it was, saying he wanted to come off or some stuff. Did you see that on yourself? Or?
I saw, definitely, the first couple of games that I played, they didn't actually really say anything to us.
Right.
Because Aston just basically said to me, look, go out, play a few games, and then come in and we'll do the presentation or whatever. So I hadn't actually seen the full gameplay trailer. Before I'd obviously played the game before that, so it was kind of a bit weird because I'd seen none of the new features.
Yeah, okay.
So I was just playing it like as everything was brand new to me. So in I think it was like the third game that I was playing, I kind of noticed that like one or two of my players were like, I was like, what the fuck, like the passing, there's something off here. So I couldn't really understand it because I was miscontrolling the ball with Griezmann. Now when I say miscontrolling the ball, it's not like the ball is coming into Griezmann and he's not able to dribble or not able to sprint with it. Like you are. It's not like he has no stamina and you just literally are at crawling pace, or he's falling down. It's not stupid fatigue.
Right.
But the touch, you can still do all the skills, you can still do stuff like that, but
it's just slower. Is that what it's like?
Yeah, it's like he'll take a heavy touch. If he's dribbling, he might dribble okay, and then he mightn't dribble okay. He might trap the ball, he mightn't trap the ball.
Okay.
So I was doing passing it across the pitch, and Salah in one of the games that I saw it most noticeably was I literally just said, right, fuck it, I'm going to just player lock on Salah pretty much the whole game. Every ball I get in my possession, I'm going to pass it to him to dribble, I don't care where the ball goes. I just want to dribble as much as I can. So I was literally dribbling up and down the pitch, passing it off, dribbling around the pitch, and just really testing the stamina. And literally by about the 60th minute, I'd say, he was like blowing hard, like gassed out, completely fucked. And he just literally, he was like throwing his arms up and like shaking his head, like trying to when he was chasing the ball and he couldn't catch it. Even though even though he probably wouldn't have got it anyway, because he was tired, it was like he was pissed off. Whereas if his stamina was still there, he wouldn't have been mounting about it or whatever. And Konami said that they'd worked on that to kind of have more like emotion on the pitch, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that is.
Because it's not. I suppose it's not just a visual thing then as well. Like, because they're always in it where the players throw up their hands and shit. But if you know that you've got Messi, and you're kind of thinking to yourself, right, there's 10 minutes left, will I take him off and bring on someone full of stamina that's shit, or will I leave Messi on for a free kick or maybe a shot or something, and risk an injury? You know what I mean? Because the players can get injured, they can pull stuff.
Right. I mean, yeah, do you think, adding all these things, obviously, do you think they're going more simulation now? Are they trying to make it more sim, or is this like a tactic to kind of dumb down the online abuse of just getting Ronaldo and running non-stop?
Yeah, I think it's a mixture of both. Yeah. I don't think it's too deep to the point where their whole I suppose direction or way of building the game is based on stopping one thing or going full simulation, I think. I mean, at the end of the day, like, not everyone is as good as you at the game. Not everyone is as good as the top 10% of people or 20% of people. Like, there was lads in there playing the game today, and they literally hadn't played not just PES before. They'd never played a football game ever before, and they were like testing out PES, and they were like, oh, this is awesome. You know what I mean? They were just like, and you can't make it too hardcore, I don't think. But yeah, they are going in the simulation route in terms of the way I see it. They're adding more things to affect a lot of different things rather than adding one thing. Like, if they were to say, look, from now on PES 2019 or PES 2020 is going to be manual, there's going to be no assistance on the passing, like, that's literally going to like piss off so many people. Do you know what I mean? So that would be taking a hammer to the problem. What I think they're doing is they're like chiseling away kind of at little things to make it a little bit harder for people that are good at the game to have a little skill gap there. Like, I was, by the end of today, like, I played a couple of people today, and by the end of today, I was comfortably controlling my attacks rather than everything was kind of like, balls to the wall, you know what I mean, and getting caught in the break. I was like, I knew when to pass it, I knew when to, not to pass, because I was playing newbies that were coming in. I was just literally plonked down on a station. I had like a can of Coke on my right, a can of Sprite on my left, and I was just literally like, anyone want to play. The catch-up bug is it's really well done this year. The stronger players, when it goes into that animation where there's like two players running side by side, it's not that the defender catches up, or it's not that the defender is like closes the distance. If you get the ball and if you get a yard of space with Aguero, Mbappe, Neymar, you're not catching them. Like, you're just not catching them. Right. But if you get in close, and you have that split second, or you have that like yard or two to getting close before the fast players open up into their dribble, they put their arm across. It's like it's not noticeable where they like put their arm like across, but they just kind of lean in and like lean onto the striker or the fast player, and they'll put their foot across in their body position and they'll slow it down enough. Now, it happens very quickly, but that's something as well that, like, if you do have Messi and you get a yard of space, you won't catch him. Like, you just won't catch him, but you can definitely breathe down his neck enough to put him off or to get a challenge across, or of course take him out with a slide tackle if you really need to. But it's not like last year where it almost felt like, I don't know, before one of the patches last year, I remember it it was atrocious. The catch-up bug, it was terrible.
Yeah, it was a nightmare.
And it was about, I think it was about 2 months after the game came out, a patch came out where the defending just went really OP.
Yeah.
So that's actually something that I saw as well. Just the actual physicality. It's very similar, but at the same time, it's different enough that you'll want a strong defender in your team. Like Piqué was just literally putting his arm across. Say when I was playing with Argentina against Barcelona or whoever, or actually a good example was Brazil versus Argentina. Like Thiago Silva was literally just bullying Messi, and Dybala, like literally just going through him. When you win a standing tackle as well, the defender takes it with a lot more momentum. There isn't like a slowdown. He just puts his foot through, wraps his foot around the ball, and takes it. So.
Right.
I know that was a bit of a random segue there from me. But
yeah, you played the game, and the more content you can dish out, the better. So yeah, I mean, honestly, gameplay sounds solid. I mean, compared to last year. I mean, you got to play PES 2018 last year, right? But you played it later. You didn't get to play it at E3.
I played it in July, I think. Yeah,
played it in July. So
yeah,
but yeah, you're definitely saying PES 2019 is a big step up when it comes to gameplay.
Yeah,
overall,
what I've played anyway, it's a big step up. And that's, if anyone watching this, their biggest takeaway, well, not telling them what their biggest takeaway should be, but the biggest takeaway I'd say from it is to repeat what I already said. It's not, you're not going to see one or two game changing features in it when you pick it up. Like if you were to play what I played, you're not going to see 2 or 3 things. It's more like a complete update to it's like a lot of different changes to make a better experience. That's probably the best way of putting it. So
yeah, I mean,
gameplay is good, you know what I mean? Gameplay is good.
Yeah, which is important because that's a lot of the game. Anyway, so all right, let's just finish off here. Obviously, Barry's given us a lot of information. If you guys have any questions, hit him up on Twitter. Was it DaMidniteKid _?
Yeah.
I'll leave it in the description. Yeah. But anyway, Midnight Kid did play, or Barry, I call him Barry, did play FIFA. Okay, he did get a chance to briefly play it. So here's a question. Say, I've seen a lot of this, people that have played PES for many years, and they're like, right, that's it. We've lost the licenses now. The Champions League's gone. I'm going to go and play FIFA. But ultimately, look, if you're a PES fan, for me, it's difficult for me to go and play FIFA. I just don't like that. It's not I don't like. I just don't think the gameplay. Yeah. It's not PES. You know, it's different. Now you've played FIFA. You played it briefly. Yeah. This year, it really different?
I played 2 matches of FIFA.
Played 2 matches. Okay.
Because there was no queue for it, and I was literally going from Spider-Man. I think not Spider-Man. Resi, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it was Resi. And I was going from that, and there was a queue there, and I just said, look, can I come in here and play? And I went in. There was actually another guy that came in after me, so I just played him. I'm like you, I just can't warm to the way FIFA is designed, like the actual thing. So this isn't me hating on FIFA. Obviously FIFA is massively popular and stuff like that, but it's pretty much for me, for what I felt, it's pretty much similar to FIFA 18. The player movement in it is very strange, I thought, because the guy that I was playing, I don't know, it was weird. He was like, oh, are you a big FIFA player? And I was like, no, I haven't actually played it. I usually play PES, the other game. Yeah. And he was like, oh yeah, I play way too much of FIFA. He said, I'm always smashing it. And then I beat him 2-0. But there was no ebb and flow to the game at all. It was literally just attack. There was no passing. Nothing. There was nothing. And I was trying to do it. I was trying to play it like PES. It just didn't feel natural enough to me. Now, one thing I will say about it, the graphics, the replays, the presentation is fucking phenomenal in it.
Always has been.
Beautiful, absolutely amazing. Especially with the setup. I was playing on a big, huge screen. I had the earphones in. I was it's really, really nice. The sounds of the crowd and stuff, the atmosphere, the chants.
Yeah.
Amazing. It's amazing achievement that they've got it that lifelike. I definitely think this year this year of all the years, because PES is coming out so soon in the year, and it's going to be World Cup fever. It's going to be around the time of when the World Cup is coming, like exciting and stuff like that. I don't know, when's the World Cup over actually? It's around then, isn't it?
It's middle of July.
That was a bad pint. That was a terrible pint.
Barry's on in his bedtime.
I had like about 5 hours sleep last night, and it's like... But anyway,
after the World Cup though, people still want to play a football game.
It's going to be hype. I definitely think you should give PES a go. And if you're going to get FIFA, you're going to get FIFA anyway.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
True.
Like PES isn't being designed, I don't think, the same way FIFA. I don't think FIFA is being designed to get PES players over. You know, that kind of way.
No,
I think FIFA is FIFA.
Yeah.
FIFA is whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
FIFA is what FIFA is. Like, it's not going to be a massive change. I've seen a lot of comments about FIFA to say that it's going in the right direction, that FIFA 19, from a lot of the big FIFA YouTubers saying it's going in the right direction, but I think they're waiting for a new engine. I think that that's what their big thing is. So yeah, I have played it. This video isn't going to turn anybody off playing FIFA, no matter what I say. Like, if you're going to be getting FIFA for the last few years, you're going to get it. But
yeah, it's to each his own. At the end of the day, you know.
Yeah, they're two different games.
FIFA, whether they got a new engine or not, personally, I don't think it's going to change unless they change it. Unless they redesign the whole infrastructure of the game. It's for me, it's more. If you want PES, you're going for more sim, and if you want FIFA, you're going more arcade.
Yeah,
you know. But some people might think different. So
yeah. Well, I think FIFA is designed to be pick up and play.
It is. Yeah.
That, you know,
well, the little kids like it, but
yeah, but that's just because it's so big. When you get something that's like, you look at Fortnite, like it's so big that you can't make you can't make too many changes to it. Like, it's gone too big now.
Yeah. Oh, I'd love a PES on the Switch, but obviously that's not going to happen this year.
Not this year, I don't think.
I don't know how the option files would work, if they would work on a Switch, but you know,
we'll sort the option files. That won't be an issue. We'll fucking
if you guys want option files, you know where to go. Right here.
We'll do
it. Right here. PES Universe, of course.
We'll have shit sorted this year. Don't worry about that. There's obviously a couple of things I can't like fully like discuss yet, because there is a couple of things coming.
Yeah.
But like, for me personally, just to end on this, I suppose the direction that they're going, like, there's a reason why. I'll just say this: there's a reason why they're bringing the game out early this year, in terms of confidence wise. They want to kind of, they're very confident of the build that they have with the game in terms of the base game. So once they get that fairly nailed on, I don't think last year was the ideal place to just park the bus and say, look, like, you know, this gameplay is pretty much like going to carry us for the next 2 years, so we can concentrate on modes.
Yeah.
I think this year and a bit of a tweak on some stuff, but I definitely think once they get the base right, you're going to see a lot of stuff over the next couple of weeks, like that goes to the next kind of stage with what their plans are, I suppose. And yeah, it's just going to be, as I said, they're bringing it out earlier this year. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's a lot earlier. It's a lot, like, it's, you know, you remember back in the good old days of PES, the classics, it used to be out till the middle of October.
Yeah, it was way back.
So it's like August. So
when I moved here, crazy. I got it 2 weeks later, so it was a joke.
Yeah.
Now I get it early now, but
be nearly Christmas time by the time you finish. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming. As I said, there's going to be a lot of stuff that they're like, they know what direction they're going in now. They're confident this year.
Yeah.
Like, when I was anyone that I talked to over there, they were like, you know, they were confident in what they were doing, rather than, you know, worrying about what the year was going to be like. I think they're confident now in what the game is like, and I think they know the changes, like the menus and stuff like that. They know what needs to be changed. I mean, the majority of the feedback that I saw that people were complaining about was not got to do with the gameplay. It was all got to do with, you know, online licenses, modes.
It's always licenses. I mean, but people don't understand the depth that they have to go, and the legal issues and everything else. So, you know,
it is what it is, man. But yeah, that's pretty much it. There will be a good lot of stuff coming.
All right.
We'll be ready
Sounds
for it.
good.
We'll be ready
Sounds
for
good.
it.
All right, well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Barry has just basically whacked out an hour's worth of spiel for you guys. Everything you need to know about PES right here. And be sure to follow him on Twitter, DaMidniteKid. Follow PES Universe, follow myself. And yeah, we've got more content to come, and there'll be a lot of stuff to come down the road. Like Barry said, Konami are eyeing up a couple of things, so any last words, Barry, before we part ways? I mean, you obviously enjoyed it. It's looking good, shaping up nicely.
Yeah, it was class, to be honest. Now the whole experience of it was brilliant. Even losing on stream, like,
yeah, it looked fun. It looked like you enjoyed yourself. You know?
When you're conceding goals, it's not as frustrating as last year. Yeah. But yeah, just huge thanks to the lads, obviously, for giving PES Universe the chance to go over there.
Absolutely.
Hope it did you all proud.
You did.
But yeah, it was class. I mean, we've come a long way. You know, PES Universe has come a long way. So
absolutely,
it's been a team effort. So thanks to all the lads. I mean, I did do an interview with one of the girls for the PES Latin crowd, and I had to do two with her because the first one was literally like naming everybody, and I was like, all the team. And the next one, she was like, can you keep it to under a minute? And I was like, okay. And I was like, all the team, they know who they are. There's too many to name.
Yeah, exactly.
So, thanks to all, obviously, for Konami and Asim and all the boys, Adam and them, for bringing me over. I mean, they didn't have to invite me.
Yeah.
Not just one day, but like they literally wanted me back to get my honest opinions. There was like, look, no matter what you say, you can still play the game. We're not going to be cross. Just be honest. You know what I mean? So
that's that Irish side.
That's pretty. Yeah, man. Just be honest. You know, you can never get in trouble for being honest.
Well, I don't know if that's true.
Maybe anyway. With the missus, but that's about it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, and thanks a lot, Barry. Appreciate it.
No bother, man.
Thanks.